What's up guys, YST here and welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. And today, I just came off a 2.5 hour live stream for CVC, which was a bunch of fun. We got the Christmas hat on, we had Genzin claws in the building, and I thought straight after the stream that I wanted to do a video based around my favorite legendary, epic and rare champions from every single faction. So if Raid was like YST, we're going to give you one champion from each rarity from all of these factions. Which is the one that you would choose? Now, in the comment section below, I'd say let me know your favorite legendary, epic, and rares from any of the factions. Even if you combine them or whatever, just so I can kind of see what is your favorite champions in this game. So I guess let's just get straight into it, guys. We're going to start off with the Sylvan Watchers, actually. A faction that I don't have a lot of. And if I was to choose a legendary, it would definitely be an Elves Autumnborn. I'm not a fan of Elil. I think Ruach is a pretty fun champion, but Elves Autumnborn is just such a phenomenal champion in this game. And she's kind of like a straight out swap for Heiress. So she has a chance of removing all debuffs from all allies, a block debuffs and an increased speed. So very, very strong here. We also have a revive ability on the A3 one. And then we have a continuous heal on the A1 ability, with healing of each ally by 10% of their max HP at the start of their turn, and places a perfect veil buff for one turn on the ally with the lowest HP at the start of this champion's turn. Now, if I had the champs to, or the shards to summon her over the guaranteed, I think I definitely would have, but the 20 sacreds was just way too steep for my account, especially when they was doing it. In terms of my favorite epic though from this faction, it would be White Dryad Nia. I had a lot of fun with this champion, because she has the ally protection, she has the strengthen, and she has this quirky A2 with the righteous revival, which can remove all debuffs from a target ally, then heals them by 40% of their max HP, and if the target of this skill is not this champion, decreases the cooldown of all of the target skills by 2 turns. So I think for Hydra boss, it's kind of the main place I'd want her for, but very, very strong champion in this game, and super unique as well, I'd say. And in terms of rares, there's only one, so Pathfinder Kate, you're probably just gonna have to be the champion from this faction. They really need to add some champions to that faction though, in preparation for the faction wars. Now for the Shadowkin, of course, Genzin, let's just say it, alright? Genzin is the one I would want, of course. He is my favorite legendary in the game. So I'm gonna have to go with Genzin for this one. And speaking briefly about their kits, I'm not gonna go into them too much. But he's kind of like an Energizer Bunny, right? He's got a turn meter fill in every single ability, AoE drop defense, ignores unkillable, very great for faction wars, and where else do I use him? I use him in some Doom Tower stuff and the Minotaur's Labyrinth. He can solo it in about 30 seconds to 1 minute, so very strong. In terms of my favorite epic, I can only choose one YST. Who are you choosing? Ah, man, it's tough. I'd probably go with Negorio, honestly. Once again, for the aesthetic value, I love his mask. Raid, if you're watching this video, just send me a mask, will you? He hits really hard. I love this champion. I wouldn't say he's the best nuker in the game, but for progression, I think he's very strong. But I love to use this dude in the faction wars. If I wasn't going to say Negorio, it probably would have been a Taragi the Frog for me. In terms of rares, I'd probably go with Odachi, actually. I think Odachi is very strong for clan boss. He's got block debuffs, he's got increased defense, he's got a shield as well. He does AoE abilities and an A1 provoke for early game head of decay provoking. So I think he would have been a really cool one. If I was to choose one rare, probably between Odachi and Life Taker. I feel like she's got a lot of value as well. I think my favorite one would be the Odachi here. Okay, so the next champions from the Dwarfs. If I could choose one, who would it be? It would be Underpants Progny. Very, very unique in this game. Block debuffs, reflects the damage through the shields, increasing and extending the value of those shield debuffs. And I just feel like there's no other champion in this game that holds the value like an Underpriest Progny. He's very, very strong. Acrisia probably would have been up there as well, but I'd have to go with my boy, Underpriest. Underpriest. There we go. Conellia, of course, if I don't mention her, it will just be criminal. So, of course, it'll be Conellia for the Doom Tower stuff and the arena, very strong champion. And in terms of rare champions, I'm probably going to have to go with Kurzad. I didn't think this video through or anything like that. I'm thinking on the fly. But decreased speed, very strong. Builds the turn meter by 7.5% and an increased accuracy and decreased defense. I think in terms of res, you can't not go with Kurzad from this faction. Potentially Dilgol as well, or Bulwark. But for me, I think if I could choose one, it would definitely be a Kurzad on my account. Alright, next, Revenant. I actually just pulled an Arix through CVC, which was pretty fun. But if I could only have one from this faction, it would be a... Ouch. This is harder than I thought, guys. It really is. It'd probably be a... It's going to be a Tomb Lord. It'll be a Tomb Lord. I think Tomb Lord definitely holds that value. Solo champion, great for dungeons, great for Doom Tower. He just holds a lot of value, right? Decreased speed A1, he's got the poisons on A2, and he also decreases the turn meter, decreased attack and decreased defense. Definitely a champion I'd probably choose. But Theodore will be up there as well, but I use Tomb Lord a lot, so I've got a lot of value from him on my account. Next up, we're going to go for a... Man, I'm really struggling with the nice rev here. Who would I choose from this faction? I think I would go with Rector Dwarf, honestly. Rector Dwarf is a huge carry, especially in the faction wars for me. Doing the AoE heals, we got the decreased attack on the A1. Probably one of the best epic support champions in this game, period, honestly. I think when you pull her, she definitely gives a lot of value to players' accounts, in my personal opinion. Res. Who would I choose here? I'm going to have to go for Renegade. I think Renegade. It'll be between her and Acolyte. But I'm going to go with Renegade. The reset champion, very strong for spiders, very strong for dungeons. And I know a lot of endgame players love that champion. And early game as well, including myself. In terms of the Dark Elves, it's actually going to be a champion that you probably wouldn't think. And I don't have him. It's actually Astrolith, guys. Honestly, it is. It really is. Because I love bomb champions in this game. And this is the one that evaded me. So if Raid could give me one, it would be her, honestly. Because it cannot be resisted, meaning you do not need accuracy to place these bombs. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably screaming, you got Nishak Vermin Lord in the game now, I understand. But I've always wanted an Astrolith since I started this game, and it'll probably be her, honestly. It really would. And I think for Arena as well, will hold a lot of value with the exchanging of HP levels and the speed by 28%. That is astronomical for progression. Alright, so the next champion from the Epics, Dark Hail. Very simple one for me. I could not live without a Dark Hail on my account because I love Poison Explosion. And he's one of the champions that just fit into that role very well. Madam Ceres, a candidate, but Dark Hail, 100% for me. Next one will be a... Cold Heart. Of course, it's going to be Cold Heart. Enemy max HP, nuke down those spiders, nuke down those bosses. Great for the Dark Fae. Just one of the best res in this game, and you can't not put her on your list when you talk about your favorite champion from each rarity. In terms of the legendaries from the Undead Hordes, I'm going to go with... Ooh, this is actually a pretty tough one as well, guys. I'm going to go with Bad El'Khazar. I think Bad El'Khazar, very strong carry. Great for clan boss, great for solo content, great for healing. And he's just that OG classic, and I'm pretty sure Chosen will be happy if I mention Bad El'Khazar as my favorite legendary champion. My next one will be a... Okay, this one's pretty hard as well. Haas, there's Seeker, there's Vogoths. Who would I choose? I think I would go with a Vogoth. I'd go with a Vogoth. I think he's very unique, the way that he's got the leeches. He's got the Festering Dynamo, where he heals all allies by 50% or 25% against bosses. And as you guys know, in places like Bommal, he holds a true value there. If you talk about Demon or Clan Boss placing the leech... He's just like, if he's in your team, you shouldn't be dying, right? Very strong. Rare champions, I'm going to have to go with... Do you know what? Back in the day, I used to love this dude. This Amaranthine Skeleton. I think I'm out of 5 or 6 starred him at one point. But for me, I'm going to have to go with... Frozen Banshee? Or Doom Screech. Ouch. I'm going to go with Frozen Banshee. One of the best poisoners in this game. She's very strong. In hindsight, I'm thinking... I said Conellia, but would I see a Geomancer? Or Demiffer? It's so hard to choose from this one. If I wasn't going to choose Conellia, it would probably be a Geo though, honestly. Demon Spawn, very easy. Duchess Lilith 2. We've got block debuffs, increased attack, perfect veils. One of the best passives in this game by reducing AoE attacks. And if I didn't have a Duchess on my account, I don't know where I'd be. Honestly, she's such a huge carry. But straight after her, probably a Prince Kaima. But I love my Duchess Lilitu. In terms of epics, I would probably go with Allure. We've got one of the best turn meter manipulators in this game. Does not require books. Straight out of the packet. Such a strong champion for everybody in this game. But away from her, probably someone like a Gorlos or a Magna or a Soul Drinker. There's just so many options, but I can only choose one, guys. That is the kind of task that I've set upon myself for this video. In terms of rare champions, I'd probably go with a Diabolis. I think she's very strong. She's kind of like a budget Deacon Armstrong and Lissandra, and she's farmable because we've got the filling and decreasing of turn meters, increased speed on a 30% as well on all allies, and a sleep on the A1 ability. So I think I'll probably go with Diabolis as my favorite one out of that faction, honestly. Tila Gourmet, all right, guys. All right, I'm not going to say it, all right? I'm not going to say it. It's going to be Warlord. Is it going to be Warlord? Yes, how can you not say Warlord from this faction, honestly, guys? Come on. What am I kidding? We're going to be reducing those cooldowns, placing the block debuffs in the shields. One of the best PvP champions in this entire game. And if I didn't have my Warlord, all of my teams is kind of built around him now in PvP. So definitely a champion I would love to have if I was to be given him, I guess. Next champion would be a... Ooh. Who would I choose from here? Seer is great. I got around without her perfectly fine, but would I be given her at the very start? I think I would. I think I would be given a Seer, honestly. Seer, very strong for this Karma Burn ability. I'm sure you guys know exactly what that champion does. Absolute demolishes the waves in progression and Doom Tower and dungeons. In terms of the rares, I would probably go with a Wyvern Bane. I think she was a pretty strong one. She has the decreased speed on the A1, she has decreasing of target's turn meter, and a HP burn. I think she was a pretty solid one, but maybe Ironclad. Heal reduction. I feel like I'm missing somebody out here. I don't know, guys. Honestly, this is a pretty tough one. I think I'll definitely stick with Wyvernbane. I like the way she looks. I like the way she plays. She's a pretty fun champion. All right, so next one is going to be Skinwalkers, straight to Snick Track. I love Snick Track in this game, guys. Loads of people look at me like I'm crazy, but the way that he places the leech, the non-removable shields if they're under a leech, decreased attack through poison clouds when they're under the leech as well, allied protection, super tank. I just love this dude's aesthetics. I love the way he plays. He carries me through Hydra boss. And there's just nobody in this game that I would want over, well, probably a Leorius as well, man. But I love Snake Track. I really love Snake Track. And do you know what? I'm going to put him there. Nishak, I'm sorry, dude. I love you as well. I love you, Leorius. I love you, Longbeard. But I'd have to go with Snake Track, honestly. Because I love to play that dude. In terms of epics, I'm probably going to choose a Steel Skull. I think Steel Skull is great. Increased defense. We've got heals. We've got cleanses. A1 poisons. And he's a classic. So I think I'd go with Steel Skull for the epics. In terms of rare champions, I would probably go with a Gnarlhorn. Clutching up those faction war wins. Very strong champion. Provokes increased defense and unkillable. I think he holds that value as probably one of the best rares from that faction. Lizardman, it would be one I don't have. It would be a Necmofar. I've been chasing this dude, and he just doesn't want to pop out for me. But he's one of the strongest carries for the Hydra boss. We got decreased speed, we got leech, increased speed, decreased attack AoEs. I wish I went for the guaranteed. I strongly regret it. But I think Necmofar would be that dude for me, honestly. Alongside Krisk as well, but I would love to have that champion. Epics, it would probably be a Venomage. I think one of the strongest carries. With a heal reduction, the poison, decreased attack, decreased defense. And she detonates as well on the A1 skill. And I feel like she's probably the one I'd want the most. And in terms of rares, probably or one that probably people won't think I would choose. It'd be a Bogwalker. Decreased attack A1, increased defense, and reflect damage. And I think he holds a lot of value, especially for faction wars as well. Or maybe Muck Stalker for that new dungeon. The Necropolis. But I think my favorite one has always been a Bogwalker. I like that dude a lot. Ogre in Tribes, I'm going to have to go with my classic champion in, Biggin. He was my campaign farmer for so long. And if he was given to me, he would still be my campaign farmer. He absolutely shreds. In terms of epics, it would be an Ugo. drop defense, block buffs, leech on the A1, cleanses and heal reduction. Such a powerful champion for Hydra boss. And she definitely carries me through so much of this game. And I would definitely start with that champion if I could. And in terms of res, Bellower, who am I kidding? One of the most complete res in this game. We got block active skills, we got decreased speed, we got drop defense, decreased attack, speed and faction crips. Like, you name it, this dude is out here. He's trying to kill the enemies, put him in a stun set. He's gonna absolutely shred for your accounts. All right, we're getting down to the final four, guys. Who would I choose? I would be going for a 2 Hanorok, honestly. It's a champion that I've never had, but it's a champion I would love to have in this game. And she looks amazing, plays amazing, great for Hydra boss. Just like the buffed up version of Doom Priest, right? Like, why wouldn't you want this chick in your account? Increase speed, increase defense, decrease attack, cleanses, decrease speed on the A1. I feel like she's so strong in this game, honestly. I love it. Epics, it would probably be a Skytouch Shaman. I love Skytouch Shaman in this game, of course. One of the best passive healers, period. Probably one of the best healers in the game, honestly. I can't think of anybody that can heal to the amounts that she does without relying on cooldowns. So, aesthetic-wise, great. Kit-wise, great. I love that chick. Ooh, I've never really thought about the rest from this faction. Probably someone like a Mocked. I think Mocked would be the candidate. We got drop defense, we got decreased accuracy, block debuffs, increased defense. I feel like she brings so much universally used kit for the vast majority of the player base. So I'll probably stick with Mark there. In terms of the legendaries from here, I would probably go with I like Cardio's kit, I just can't stand the way he looks. I don't like him at all. The aesthetics, it's too much going on, man. But the kit is amazing, but I honestly would go with Corvus. I think I'd go with Corvus. It's between him and Bivald of the Fawn for me. But the way that he explodes the poison sensitivities, and the decreased attacks, I love this champion. And if I could start with somebody, I feel like he would be a huge carry. In terms of my favorite epic, it would be a Godseeker Aniri. The way that she's got that quirky reducing of cooldowns. We've got the AoE heals here. We've got the A1 with the Blade of Blessings. And the preempting hits and passive revives. Very, very strong epic champion. And then we have got a Harrier. Shout out Ash. I'd probably go with Aethel, honestly. Oh, yeah, I would. I would actually go with an Aethel. We've got an A1 triple hit weaken. Hits pretty hard with the Divine Blades. Great for increased attack and increased defense. And I honestly would choose her over the other res in this faction, in my personal opinion. I really would. We didn't skip over Sacred Orders, right? No, we just did that. So High Elves, I would go for, ooh, this is pretty hard because Arbiter's a huge carry. But in terms of my favorite, I love Elenaru. But I'm going to go with Arbiter. One of the best revivers in the game. Everybody's chasing it through milestone rewards. Increased attack, we got the revives. One of the best speed auras in the game. The weaken on the A1. You can't not put Arbiter as your most wanted, especially in that kind of category there. In terms of this one, it would be a Royal Guard, honestly. Enemy max HP, dealing that max HP. Great for the Dark Pay with the 10 meter manipulation and the decreased speed. And the drop defense on that A1 skill. So, holds this value in this game all the way up until the end game. And then for the res, I would be going with the Heiress. Because I love the clan boss. Great for the Mythic teams. And she's farmable, right? But for that case, if they was giving it to me... Nah, do you know what, Raid? Get out of here. Apothecary. Actually, no. Oh, wait. I'm changing my mind a lot on the res here. I really am, because there's 4 that I really like. She's farmable, so we don't need her. Apothecary is great, but I think I'm going to go Prosecutor. Because she's great. AoE decreased speed. I love her animations. Decreased turn meter on the A1 for Fire Knight. And an increased accuracy to allow us to not need as much accuracy. I'm going to go with Prosecutor on this one. I really like that chick. Final champion is going to be... Baron? It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one again. We got Marishka, we got Taras. This is one of the hardest ones for me, honestly. I'm gonna go with... I'm gonna go with Sigmund the High Shield. I am. I really am. I feel like this champion holds a lot of value. It really does. I think he's one of the most underrated champions in the game. We've got AoE decrease attack, AoE provoke for Head of Decay. We've got shield strengthens. Whenever he's attacked, he's decreasing durations. A1 of removing shield buffs. Like, he just holds a lot of progression value. And I think I would choose him, honestly. I really would. I like Sigmund the High Shield. For the epic champions, I would go with a Archmage helmet. He's got the increased speed, increased crit damage, great for city combinations, stuns AoEs, 10 meter reduction. And he looks great. And if I don't mention him, nub braids will come to my door like boom, boom, boom. YST, get out of this house because I'm about to knock you out like Mike Tyson. Rare champions, I'm going to go with a Why Don't You Come On Over, Valerie. How was my bad singing? I'm going to choose Valerie. I like this chick. The way she actually extends and increases the duration of buffs. And very similar to like the Sylvanas survivors, the Godseeker and Ares, the anchorites of this game. Also the shield on all allies, and we've got the A1 ability that absolutely does nothing, but I really like Valerie, honestly. But guys, that's going to be all for today's video. A bit of a short and sweet one. Well, I say that, but it was like a 20-minute video. I didn't want to stretch it out super long, because then you guys will just get bored, right? Let's just do a little Ancient Shard. We're in the Christmas spirit. A legendary, no way! And we got a Darkheart the Bloodied, honestly. What on earth's going on, man? I should have saved that. I should have saved that. I didn't... What's going on? It's like one of my first legendaries I ever summoned, and now he comes back again. Well, it's the Christmas hat. What can we do? We can now fill up the faction guardians. What on earth just happened? And what just happened? It's my first one as well for faction guardians. All right, I'll take it. Oh, for God's sake, here's what it is. Well, guys, on that note, if you did enjoy the video, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Happy holidays to everybody watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.